Hello! Welcome to my channel. So I just got the Cestron StarSense Explorer LT80AZ, I believe it's called, yesterday, and I'm so excited. And I got it all set up, and of course it was a cloudy night last night here in Seattle, Washington. So I was able to locate Capella Star, since it was the only bright star lit in the that I could see in the horizon, and it was in the northeastern horizon hemisphere, and it was beautiful. I was able to get in on the 25 millimeter eyepiece lens. I'm still learning all this, and then I hadn't tried switching it out to the 10 or used the Barlow lens yet, but I have that here, the Barlow lens, and so yeah, I'm excited. But the thing I'm making this video about is if you're into astrophotography, which I am curious to get into it, and I've been using a 200 millimeter lens, my Nikon, and that's been really serving its purpose. Been able to do some zoom shots of telephoto shots of the moon with this old DSLR Nikon D40X that I picked up on Marketplace about 6 months ago for $60, and it came with this bag and a kit lens that was 18 to 55 millimeter, and I picked up this later. The kit lens that came with it has actually been wonderful in 18 millimeter doing wide angle astrophotography of the night sky on clear nights, and that's been really fun. But then I got this to do some moon photography and some other like shots of nebula, and I'm just learning that you don't really need a telephoto lens to be able to photograph nebula, but you need a tracker, and I don't have that. So I'm kind of a low budget amateur photographer right now. And we've even been getting into Polaroids. I got these two old Polaroids you can see here. One step from the 70s, and then we got an Instax Mini 40. So we're having a lot of fun with all that, and that's kind of propelled me along this journey. But you're going to hit some roadblocks if you're interested in astrophotography on your phone while using the StarSense app, I noticed, which I kind of didn't plan this out. I thought that there would be some sort of a lens up on top here that would be showing me directly what is coming through here to project up into my phone, and there isn't. And so it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having this if I can't do astrophotography from my phone, or I'm going to get a T-ring and mount my DSLR, which will be also very hard because the screen doesn't have live view, because it's from 2007, 10 megapixel or 12 megapixel camera. So I'll just have to use manual settings and guess if I did that. But what I did last night was I just didn't use the StarSense app. I activated it, I put my code in, but I haven't even played around with it and calibrated my location on there, because I mainly wanted to have this for taking pictures. And so if you're going to do that, you have to register your phone that you're going to use predominantly the app, with that phone. So I wanted to use my current phone, not an old Android or something like that. So I'm using the phone that I'm wanting to shoot with because I have manual mode on my camera on my phone. So what I did was I just forwent the StarSense app for now. I will use it to explore and have fun, because I realize it has everything, all the premium features I believe it would, that other apps make you pay for. So I'm very grateful it came with that, and it'll be fun just to explore and have fun. But I'm the type person that when I see something, I want to capture it, and so I'm not going to be transferring my phone from here to then get it perfectly aligned here every time I want to take a picture after locating a new galaxy or nebula, which inevitably I might have to start doing. But in the dark, it's very hard to get your phone perfectly aligned onto this eyepiece I noticed last night. And once I got it perfectly aligned at sunset, looking at some mountains, I just left it there and charged it until I went out at night. And then of course it was cloudy. But I left it here. I used my iPad connected to Wi-Fi that was still getting in the backyard, and I was able to download some other app that had limited, galaxies and everything, constellations on there, to at least identify that I was looking at Capella, the star, up in that location. So it was really great, but the only downsides is just a warning. I'm sure most people have more common sense than me to realize and did more research than me, but I couldn't locate anything online, so that's why I'm making this video about that conundrum. It's probably just something that astrophotographers wouldn't run into because they're not going to buy this rig for astrophotography, but it was within my budget. I got it because I wanted the slow motion control. I thought it would have slow motion control in the other direction. It only has up and down, not side to side. So you're limited to having to move this side to side by loosening the nut on this side and slowly panning. And it's okay. I was able to keep it somewhat in the frame, and it was windy last night, so I was getting a lot of jitters, but Capella looked beautiful. It was like, Aurora Borealis like looking colors all around the white center. And I know that it's supposed to look yellowish or golden in color or orange. And it's a binary or cluster star system. So I learned all this last night, and I did get a couple of videos and some stills on my phone of the star, and some of them turned out like how it's supposed to look. I think like kind of reddish orange, and I saw two of those. So maybe I was capturing, or maybe it was just shaking so much I got a double image. But yeah, it was really interesting how the color changes fluctuated of the star. It was very beautiful. I took 3 videos and 30 photos. And I've been looking at different apps to try to stabilize that video. And I used CapCut on my phone since I'm not well versed in auto stacker yet, and I'd like to learn it, but it doesn't seem like it will be as user friendly as like an app that you could just put on your phone. And hence I have not been able to find an app that I can download on my phone that turns a video into a stabilized, focused, stacked image based on your frame rate of your individual frames in your video. So if anyone has any tips and pointers for me or anyone else in this situation, please comment below, because I'm basically at a loss right now as to what to do. And it's too late now. I've already registered the StarSense app on the phone, activated it on the phone I plan to do my astrophotography on. And if I were to pull out an old phone, I could download a manual camera app and do that, but it's just not ideal. So so if anyone has any other ideas, like I wish that there was maybe another way to have that product on 2 devices so that I could have StarSense on my iPad. But then again, I can't mount my iPad to this. So there's a problem with this if you're trying to take pictures. And it doesn't mention anywhere on the website on Amazon when you're buying this about taking astrophotos. So I did get this mount in advance, and this is a SV Bonnie mount that I knew would work. It's metal and some plastic, and it works. But it just was a little bit perplexing to me how you're supposed to fully enjoy this telescope, because most people are going to want to take pictures of what they're seeing, and so you can't simultaneously navigate the sky and find new galaxies and nebula, constellations, stars, and take pictures. You'll have to switch your phone from here to here, which just to me seems really, really annoying. And so now it's making me feel like, well, maybe I should just buy one of those really fancy astrophotography DSLR, camera sensors that you just mount. I forgot the name of them, the little red ones. But I don't know. I don't have the budget for that right now. And so if anyone has any great ideas, obviously getting a T-ring and connecting my DSLR would be an option, but I can't see live what I'm doing on the screen, so it's just kind of guessworking and then looking after it's exposed and see what happens. So I'm going to keep doing this with my phone, just navigating, I guess, with the limited access I have through the apps that are available on iPad, because the Skywatcher app wasn't available on iPad, which I've found really helpful on my Android, even though I don't have the premium version. So yeah, if anyone has any ideas, maybe you can register another device. And if I could do that, I would probably pull out an old Android and put it on here, or use my partner's old iPhone or something like that, for navigating the sky. But one thing I want to do is also just navigate around, and I mean, look and point it up into random places and do my own exploring. So I might not be really relying on the StarSense app as much as I would like, but I do want to learn. That's the whole reason I got this telescope, was for the StarSense app, because I wanted to have a full access included in this scope to an app that will allow me to see everything, not just limited, and I didn't want to pay for premium on another app, so since I was already getting this included. So if anyone has any genius hacks or ideas, let me know. But I am very happy with this. The only problem is this tripod, for as heavy and industrial seeming it is, it's actually very rickety and kind of wobbly, and I had to tighten up all the nuts on each side, and definitely I don't think I would use it fully extended. I last night sat in a lawn chair and kept it a little higher than it is now, and it was still very, very shaky. Everything shakes, especially when you have the phone on here. It just is like shaking, and so you're not able to get any high quality images at all with this anyway. And I'm very afraid with the moon, even, it's going to be just shaking and shaking. And so the only way, obviously, to mitigate that is just to put it on self-timer mode, and 5 second, 10 second, and wait for all the vibrations to settle down. And even then, you're going to have vibrations, because this is just not very stable. So, but anyway, I'm happy with it. It's not going to get me to where I wanted to be, but I already knew that. This is more of a bridge for me into astrophotography, and to learn more and to do more than I could with my DSLR, but I'm learning I could probably do more with my DSLR than this. But it's still fascinating and fun, and maybe I'll get a couple stable images. In the meantime, I'll link my Instagram account and my YouTube page channel down below if you want to check out more of my videos. Well, I guess you're already on my YouTube channel, so just go ahead and click my channel name, Angelo Ferrante, if you want to see more of the videos. I posted one last night with some of my music that I produce and sing, that I create from home in my music studio here. And so I hope you enjoy that, and you can see the star Capella as it shakes around last night. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Cheers.